Am I the asshole for being upset about my boyfriend going to a strip club after we agreed that he wouldn't? My boyfriend was the best man at his best friend's wedding, so he had the honor of planning the bachelor party. He asked me how I felt about strip club bullshit and I wasn't okay with it. He agreed and made it sound like he felt the same way about them as I did. I don't understand the purpose of taking a guy who's about to get married to a strip club. The last night of freedom is total bullshit to me. Like your last night of freedom was the day you entered a committed relationship with a girl, or the day you asked her to marry you, the day you had a kid together, the day you bought a house together. So by the last night of freedom logic, I can go out and do whatever I want with whoever I want because I'm not married yet? Anyways, the bride and groom had a baby a few months before the wedding and I know for a fact she didn't want them to go to a strip club. I could only imagine how that would make a new mom feel. Anyways, the question it had is, am I a bad girlfriend for being upset about it? Not the asshole. If you clearly said you didn't want him to go to one and he said that he wouldn't, you're not an asshole for being upset that he broke his word. Whether or not it was a reasonable request from you isn't really relevant because he said he wouldn't and then he did.
Not the asshole. He clearly doesn't respect your feelings.
Not the asshole. He asked for your opinion then completely ignored your wishes.
Info: did he say he wasn't going to go to a strip club, or did it just sound that way?
Not the asshole. If you aren't comfortable with it then he should respect that. Not the asshole, and this is especially bad because it shows that he and give friend have a toxic bond of disregarding their partner's wishes and covering for each other. I wouldn't want my husband hanging out with a man who would ignore the new mother of his child when she requested a reasonable boundary.
Not the asshole. He asked you how you felt and then lied and told you he wouldn't go. Being concerned about his lack of honesty does not make you an R.
Not the asshole. There is nothing wrong with strip club bullshit at all, but it is between the two people in a relationship if they're comfortable with that. He became the asshole when he pretended to agree, lied, and then covered that lie for a month.
Absolutely not the asshole. He blatantly disrespected your opinion about it and did it anyways. Also, it's definitely not a bad thing for you to not want your boyfriend going to go see a bunch of barely dressed chicks. I would probably throw a fit because that's kind of like a break of trust to me. Not the asshole at all. Always call out behavior you're not comfortable with. Easy to slowly slide into one-sided compromises over time.
Not the asshole. I personally don't think the issue here is the strip club. The issue here is that he lied to your face and is somehow baffled that you're mad about it. I'm cool with my partner going to a strip club. I'm not cool with him lying to me about his whereabouts.
Not the asshole since he lied to you. If he really wanted to do it, then he should have negotiated this with you beforehand instead of lying. I would reconsider the relationship because of the lie and not because of where he went.
Not the asshole. Every couple is different. Lots of guys don't even treat their bachelor parties like this. They will do something like go golfing, play poker and drink fine scotch, haha. If your boyfriend asked how you felt and told you he agreed then did the thing you both agreed against, of course it's only natural to have feelings about it. Maybe the groom really wanted to do it though, in which case it's not really your business to interject.
Not the asshole. I would be hurt if my husband did the same thing. He knows what I'm comfortable with and how disrespectful I would find that to our relationship. You have every right to feel as you do. He said he wouldn't go and then went ahead and did it.
Not the asshole. I don't need to agree on your feelings about strip club bullshit to reach that conclusion. If he willingly and easily agreed that he would not go to one because it was important to you, and then reneged on that decision without even talking to you about it, he is ta. Not the asshole. He asked about your comfort, you clearly communicated a boundary, and he deliberately violated it. That's on him.
Not the asshole. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but if that happened to me, I wouldn't argue with my BF, I would ignore him 100%. I don't want to fight for my cause because that's simply a deal breaker. My opinion is that all sex work is misogynistic and totally off-putting.
Not the asshole. If you both agreed on this then he did it anyway, he's definitely the ass. He can make his own decisions, but so can you. Dump the whole fucker and find a boyfriend that respects you.
My bad, the very first sentence ran together as I was reading. I wasn't clear since everything else you said pointed at an understanding NTA.
Not the asshole for being pissed about this, but the idea of bachelor parties, at least, from my viewpoint, is not that they're one last night of freedom, it's more of a test. Are you sure you want to go through with this? Seeing some strippers, and then saying, yeah, I still want to get married, I have no need for these ladies, is the intended outcome. So, I think it's fair that you would be upset if he implied he wasn't going to the strippers and he still went. But, to give people the benefit of the doubt, you can view bachelor party strippers as a final test, rather than some opportunity for him to screw around. Info: what would your reaction be if you explained your feelings, he listened to them and heard you out, but politely informed you he would be going anyway?
Not the asshole. I disagree entirely with your perspective. Yes, last night of freedom is stupid, but they're just tits, but he lied to you. If he wanted to go, he could have explained his logic, and dealt with it. He lied instead. He hid it instead. I wouldn't tell the bride now and upset her unless something more egregious than seeing titties happened if it comes up in conversation, though. Oh well, but you should give your boyfriend hell for a while about it.
I, 36M, can go to strip club bullshit anytime I like as long as I tell my wife I have been. I don't think she likes the idea much though, but we did have the chat. I don't get anything out of them, to be honest. I am not hard up for cash, but I can't see the appeal of £30 minus 50 for 10 minutes of a very dark room with a strange woman taking her clothes off. It's not that I don't like the female for either. On the other hand, she doesn't want me to feel like a plum if I am on a stag do and everyone is going and I have to say I don't want to. I think the fact that they aren't a thing in my life helps on the odd occasion I do go. The ones in the UK are very tame anyway. My point is trust and honesty. He's the asshole for saying he wouldn't go and then going. Just understand it may have been 10 beers into the night and a lot of peer pressure. Not saying that excuses it, but if he told you about it after, you at least know he fessed up.
Not the asshole. Leaning on Nah, I think you have a right to be upset over him going to a strip club in general, because that can be intimidating when you have low self-esteem, and especially since he led you to believe he wouldn't go, but still did. However, your boyfriend is a grown man and it's kinda usual behavior for a bachelor party, and your boyfriend might have felt trapped and like he would, either disappointing you by going or his friend by not going. But he could have been honest about it.
Probably an unpopular opinion, but here goes. You're both adults in a committed relationship. There needs to be some semblance of trust there. If your partner is hitting up strip club bullshit every weekend and has a big bill with an escort service, yeah, you have a major problem. But to want to go to his best friend's bachelor party where he's the best man and wants to do the planning? That's totally fine. Your boyfriend chickened out and instead of having an adult conversation about this with you, just decided to tell you want to hear and then go for it. Probably the whole better to ask for forgiveness than permission. LPT, don't use the dynamics in another couple's relationship as a measuring stick for your own good or bad. It never adds up the way you hope.
Lots of people go to strip clubs. I'm a woman and I go to strip club bullshit watch women strip. I usually find that people who have an issue with their partner going to strip club bullshit are either insecure or have puritanical ideas about nudity and sex. If he was spending every weekend nose deep in a stripper thong, or was spending the mortgage on lap dances, I could see your general strip indignation, but not over a single bachelor party. They're not hiring a troupe of sex workers. They're looking with their eyes, not with their hands, if strip club bullshit in your area are reputable, that is. That being said, he shouldn't have told you he wouldn't go. Hiding his activities from you is deceptive and immature and a total asshole move. Sounds like you guys may need to work on your communication skills. He could have simply said, well, I'm sorry you're not fond of the idea, but I'm going. I promise I'll be good and keep my hands to myself.
Everyone sucks here. He should have just told you they were going. And you should understand that adults go to, work at, and enjoy strip clubs. It's 2020, not 1950, and the idea that only dirty truckers and perverts go to strip club bullshit is outdated. So is the idea of last night of freedom. It's a party for the groom and his friends to celebrate the marriage. If you're worried about your boyfriend seeing other women naked, I'm worried you've got other relationship issues that are a bit deeper. All that being said, he should have just told you and been honest, even if it's pretty clear it wouldn't have been taken well. You are the asshole. He's a grown man who can make his own decision. None of those things are the last night of freedom. It's a stupid catchphrase, but at the end of the day, it's not your party, you're not the one getting married, you're not the best man, so you literally don't get a say. If the groom wants to go to a strip club with his best man, that's entirely up to them, not you.